This is a skull where we have removed the skull cap from all the way, and what is seen is a cranial cavity. The stepwise structures in the cranial cavity. The anterior one is anterior cranial fossa. This is middle cranial fossa, and step down you have the posterior cranial fossa. In the anterior cranial fossa, in the center, you can see this bony projection like a cock's crown, that is crista galli, and this is frontal crest. In between them is foraminal cecum. On either side is a cribriform plate of ethmoid, where the ethmoidal olfactory nerve rootlets will enter into the cranial cavity, where olfactory bulb will be lying on either side here. Then this is the orbital roof formed by the frontal bone. Then as you go behind, this is the lesser wing of the sphenoid. When you trace it medially, it ends as a pointed bony projection called as anterior clinoid process on either side. Then this center bone is the sphenoid bone. This is where the pituitary gland is located, that is pituitary fossa or hypophysis cerebri. On either side is the body of the sphenoid, where cavernous sinus will be located. This plate of the bone bounding the posterior pituitary fossa is called a dorsum sellae. The posterior corners of it are called as posterior clinoid processes, right and left posterior clinoid processes. This is the basilar part of the occipital bone, and on either side here, bounding the middle cranial fossa posteriorly, is a sphenoid bone. This is the superior border of the sphenoid bone on either side, and there is an inferior border here. Inferior border is here. As you go to the posterior cranial fossa interior, you have the corresponding to the external occipital protuberance. There is the internal occipital protuberance, and from there is at this site will be location of confluence of venous sinuses. And if you go down, there is a crest of the bone where the falx cerebelli is attached. On either side of the internal occipital protuberance, from internal occipital protuberance, either side, there is transverse sulcus lodging the transverse sinus. Here is attachment of the tentorium cerebelli. The transverse sulcus, when traced forwards, it begins as sigmoid sinus. Can you see this S-shaped sulcus? That is sigmoid sulcus. The transverse sulcus becomes sigmoid sulcus, where sigmoid sinus lies, and that leads to jugular foramen.